You ever have one of those days? You know the kind, where all you really want is, well, that specific food.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe it's like your grandma's chicken soup or that super gooey mac and cheese,
Hmm.
or maybe some spicy ramen that just hits different when you're feeling drained. It feels like such a universal thing,
It
right?
really is that craving for comfort right there on a plate.
Exactly. But why? Why do these specific dishes, from all over the world give us that unique, kind of profound sense of well-being?
Yeah, what's actually going on there?
So today on the deep dive, we're going to go beyond just, enjoying the taste. Our mission is to unpack the actual science behind comfort food.
Right.
We're not just looking at what the foods are, but how they physiologically interact with our bodies, our minds, how they make us feel good.
How they reduce stress, evoke pleasure.
Yeah. And we've pulled insights from research into neurochemistry, hormones, sensory systems, and obviously all those amazing global food traditions. I'm honestly really excited about this mix of like culture and hard science. It feels like it goes way beyond just, oh, that tastes good. It gets into why we're wired this way.
And what's truly fascinating from a physiological angle is that comfort food isn't just some vague idea.
Yeah.
It has this tangible effect on our mood.
Right.
It's about how certain dishes lower stress and bring pleasure through this really complex interplay. You've got neurochemistry, hormones, even our senses all working together. It's a full body thing.
It really is wild, especially when you look globally. Like, think about some classics. In the US, mac and cheese, right? Creamy, cheesy, starchy.
The ultimate comfort food for many.
Their chicken soup, they call it Jewish penicillin for a reason.
Are these all comforting for the same reasons, though?
Yeah.
What makes them the go-to when we need that lift?
That's a great question. Because the dishes vary wildly, but the underlying mechanisms, they often overlap.
Okay.
Take that mac and cheese. The fats, the refined carbs, they send a pretty immediate signal to your brain's reward system.
And chicken soup. It's not just the warmth, though that helps. It's often light, easy to digest. That can kind of nudge your body into rest and digest mode, which signals safety.
So it's not purely the taste then. I'm thinking about other places too. Italy, pasta, risotto, pizza, always these creamy, carb-heavy things, often tied to, La Mama's cooking.
Exactly. You can feel the history, the warmth,
Yeah.
and that cultural link is so strong. Think about Japan ramen as comfort for the soul, or maybe a mild curry rice that takes you back to school lunches,
Right.
or China's soothing congee when you're sick, or dumplings, which are all about family and celebration.
Mhm.
The key thing is many of these share common threads. They're often calorie-dense, usually warm, and carry these really powerful, positive emotional associations.
Okay, so that brings us right to the core of this deep dive. We have all these incredibly different foods worldwide, but what's the scientific common ground? How do they actually do that comforting thing?
Right, this is where it gets really interesting. When you eat comfort food, and let's be honest, it's often high in sugar, fat, or carbs.
Usually, yeah.
It directly flips switches in your brain's reward system. We're talking about the mesolimbic dopamine pathway. Think of it as your brain's pleasure superhighway.
Ah, dopamine. So
Yeah.
that immediate rush, that feeling, that's dopamine. Our brain's reward chemical doing its job.
That's exactly it. Eating something tasty releases dopamine, particularly in the nucleus. Accumbens a key part of that reward circuit. Gives you that immediate pleasure and, importantly, makes you want to do it again.
Right, motivation.
Exactly.
Oh.
But it's not just dopamine. Your body's natural opioids, endorphins, they get released too. They add to that overall feel-good blanket.
Okay.
That's partly why comfort food can feel almost addictive sometimes. It taps into the same reward pathways as other really pleasurable things.
So it's definitely not just in our heads. It's a real chemical, neurological thing happening. Explains my pasta craving after a rough day.
Absolutely.
But what about those warm, carb-heavy dishes specifically? Is there something special they do beyond just the dopamine?
Oh, definitely. Many comfort foods are packed with refined carbohydrates. Think bread, pasta, rice, sweets.
The good stuff.
Well, biologically speaking, carbs increase the brain's uptake of an amino acid called tryptophan.
Tryptophan, okay, I've heard of that. Turkey, right.
Yeah, it's in turkey, but it's the carbs that help shuttle it into the brain more effectively. And tryptophan is the precursor for serotonin.
Ah, serotonin, the mood stabilizer.
Exactly, our relaxation neurotransmitter. So those warm, carb-rich meals feel soothing during stress or sadness, partly because they're subtly boosting your serotonin. It's like turning down the volume on stress and tuning into a calmer channel.
That makes perfect sense. So Beyond the immediate feel-good chemicals, does comfort food actually affect, like, measurable stress levels?
It does, temporarily anyway. Stress jacks up your cortisol levels. That's the main stress hormone.
Right.
And high cortisol can actually increase cravings for high energy, often comfort-type foods.
Vicious cycle.
Kinda. But eating those foods can then temporarily lower your perceived stress by dampening cortisol release after the meal. Some of that is psychological learned associations,
This made me feel better last time.
Right. And some is metabolic, due to how the nutrients influence hormones. It's like your body takes a short physiological breather, a sigh of relief.
And what about just the physical warmth? Hot soup, a stew, that feels incredibly calming on its own. Is there science to that too? It feels more, I don't know, basic, primal.
You're spot on. It is quite primal. Warm foods, like soups or stews, stimulate parasympathetic activity.
Okay, that's a rest and digest system, right?
Right.
Opposite of fight or flight.
Exactly. It does this mainly through your vagus nerve. Think of the vagus nerve as a major communication highway running from your brain down to your gut and other organs.
Wow, okay.
Stimulating it promotes relaxation, can even slow your heart rate a bit. Plus, just the act of eating itself starts the cephalic phase response to your body prepping for digestion, which also contributes to feeling settled and content.
And the memories, that seems huge. So many comfort foods are tied to childhood, family. My grandma's chicken soup instantly takes me back. How does that emotional connection work on a brain level?
Oh, that's a massive piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Sensory memory and emotional conditioning.
Right.
The smell, the taste, the texture, these activate brain areas like the hippocampus, which is your memory hub,
Okay.
and the amygdala, your emotional processing center.
Yeah.
These areas work together, linking feelings tightly to memories. So even if you're not actually hungry, just the smell or thought can trigger that nostalgic comfort.
That explains why La Mama's cooking or certain holiday foods are just so powerful. They evoke safety, belonging.
Precisely. It's deeply ingrained.
What about the gut-brain axis? We hear so much about that connection now. Does that play into comfort food too?
It does, though it's probably a slower, more background effect compared to that instant dopamine hit.
Yeah, okay.
Certain foods, maybe fermented ones or those with fiber, sometimes found in comforting meals, can influence your gut microbiota, the trillions of microbes in your gut.
Right, the gut bacteria.
Yeah, and these microbes produce compounds like short-chain fatty acids that can actually travel or signal to the brain and potentially influence mood and function over time. It's a really fascinating, still emerging area showing how holistic this whole food mood thing is.
Wow.
So when you pull it all together, it's not just one thing. It's like comfort food is this master key.
Yeah.
It's simultaneously unlocking reward centers, calming stress responses, tapping into that primal need for warmth, and retrieving these powerful emotional memories. It's a symphony.
That's incredible. Symphony. I like that. All these simple seeming experiences combining, and these combined effects create, maybe just temporarily, but still, this profound feeling of safety, pleasure, well-being. It really explains why these dishes mean so much across cultures. They're not just fuel, they have this deep emotional resonance. So now that you understand a bit more of the why behind maybe your own cravings, I hope it kind of deepens the appreciation for your favorite comfort foods. It's not just taste, right? It's this whole orchestra of physiological and emotional responses creating that moment of comfort.
And that actually brings up a really interesting question for you, the listener, to think about. Now that you understand a bit more about how your brain and body react, what new connections can you make about the specific comfort foods you choose? Is it mostly that immediate brain chemistry you're after? Is it the soothing warmth? Is it digging up a powerful memory? Or is it some complex mix of all of them? Just thinking about why you reach for it, it might actually change how you appreciate that next comforting meal.